Episode 2, prepare for flowing juices. Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Right, here we are, episode 2. Ready? Are you ready, Dave? Dave's ready. Of course, he's always ready. He's on it. My name's Paul, Marlow Studios, signs, bit of swearing, don't like it. Fuck off.
Come again.
That's all I'm going to say. We're moving on to a bit of neckage. There's lots of different ways of doing neckage. If you remember, I can't remember what I filmed, it's been a while. But here's our bodies. All right, this is semi-hollow. We've got a little teeny tiny cavity, which I've cleverly made a little bit bigger than I need to, because we've got developments. But I'll run you through that in a minute. Lots of pointing going on today. Here is my nice mineral-filled, beautiful bit of cherry. First thing I'm going to do on these is check my overall thickness. 34 millimeters. Now normally I like to aim for 40 mil, but 34 is going to have to be fine. And I've checked these and they did not require a tickle. They have stayed dead straight, which is always nice. We've got my Chapman-esque headstock. It's not exactly a Chapman headstock. And we're going to run through a few little bits and bobs. These are going to have slanted headstocks. Not a lot of slant, just a little bit of slant, but enough slant so that we don't need string trees. That's basically the protocol. That's what I'm aiming at. If you go for a slanted headstock, you can just have a normal nut on there and not a fender style nut. And either, it's up to you. Do what you fucking want in it. It's your guitar. It's fine. I like a slant. So I'm going to mark on here. I'm only going to show you one. I'm going to mark on here my centre line. I need to put that back on because it's a rather good joint. That's going to be the top of my neck because it's nice. Marvellous. Right, on that goes. You've done this before. I've made sure that these are flat and I've also made sure that these faces are square because I'm going to put them on the chop saw. I'm not going to have a fender style nut. We're just going to chop it off at that. So I need to have a nut ready. Now I'm going to use Corian on these nuts because Simon 81 Guitar Works has used Corian. I think it's him. I'm pretty sure it's you, Simon. Comment below if you ever watch my videos. I don't know why you would. They're shit most of the time. Remember, I'm going to start my headstock as far up as I can, just in case I make any catastrophic errors. I'm going to draw around it. And I'm going to mark where my nut finishes on the fretboard side. I'm now going to measure the thickness of my nut. I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to draw around it because I'm a mung bean. Get your crayon out. So that's where my headstock angle needs to start. That's technical, isn't it? If I just baffled your brains, I'm just going to chop an angle on that, on the le choppe. I'm not going to take you through that. You've seen it 1,000 times before. If you want to see it, comment below and I'll put it in the next video series. Yeah, I can't say fairer than that, can I? Sometimes I've just got to fucking get it done. And I want to get the truss rod in these tonight with a fretboard glued on so that tomorrow I can make love to it. Caress it in a way that only a luthier can. Let's just put this back on. Proximately. Let's just do it proximately for now. Just so you can see what's going on. There's my shape of my neck. Can you see that, Dave? Lovely. So I now know where my truss rods go in, and that is the magic bit. So we can just put a little mark there, so I know where the truss rod's going to go. Uno, dos. We can get this in the jig. Oh, did I show the jig in a previous video? I might have. I think I did. I think I made the jig in a previous video. In fact, I think it is in the Milehouse Modern, my version of the Gibson Modern. You can watch that series, episode 2, I think. Pretty sure it's episode 2. You can see how I made the jig that I'm about to make. Go back and watch it. Oh, so exciting. Your nipples will be fucking seeping. Right, stop press, because I've got a little insert I'm going to put in, a late edit. This is a Raffle guitar, as you know, and this one looks a little bit different to the client's final build. So I thought I'd show you now. This is what the Raffle is for. This is what you're going to win. It comes with it a couple of interesting fucking points that I'll tell you about. It comes with the Dario tuners, locking tuners, Warman P90s, freeway switch, no tomfoolery. It's fucking gorgeous. I love it. Mint green, piano black. This is being played by everyone. And if you win the raffle, I will send it to you the day after the Birmingham Guitar Show. You are welcome to come and pick it up from the Birmingham Guitar Show, from me in person, and come and play it and do a little demo on the video. Whatever it works, if you're in the UK, that is. More than welcome. So even though the raffle finishes a little bit before, I will send it to you the day after the Birmingham Guitar Show. So beware. Yeah, cherry neck, lovely. Knots, pits. This guitar is an absolute ripper, definitely. Mr. Woman's P90s are just my favourite pickups in the world. Whatever iteration they come in. Fingerprint, magnet, absolute nightmare. Piano black can fuck off from now on. Pain in the ass. If you're going to have a black one, relic it. Do yourself a favour. The big announcement is I'm no longer painting my own guitars. I'll give up on that. My friend Brian, Ugly Brian from down in Fritzels, is a phenomenal painter, and I've brought him on board and managed to give him the excitement of painting guitars, and he's going to do it. He's going to elevate everything I do here and do some phenomenal paint jobs. The pictures he's been sending me, a bit has come out every time. So anyway, back to the video. Enter the raffle. The link's below. Finishes in a few weeks. And yeah, half of it's going to leukemia care. We're doing a lot for leukemia care this year. That is an absolute stonker, innit? Oh, lots of white, lots of stuff, lots of bits and bobs. Mint green. Just have a bit, innit? Get the juices flowing. Back to the video, slags. Oh God, it's absolutely smashing it down out there today. It is savage. The weather is not good. No walking tonight for me and Mrs. Richards. Let's get that out there. I'm going to sit in all cosy with an Ovaltine. Now we're all chopped out with our truss rodus. Everything's fairly simple. We know how it all works. And before I sit that in there now, I'm going to cut this neck to size. That's exciting, isn't it? Do you want to get fucking excited with me? So I need to make sure that my centre lines are aligned. Does that make sense? So you can see my route there is on the centre line. Hopefully you can see that, Dave. I'm just going to affirm that that line. I'm going to mark this out from the underside, which is an odd way of doing things. Make sure you flip your fucking jig, alright? It's got to go that way, so it's got to go that way. Don't be a div. I've drawn out an O template on this jig, so that's not a centre line, alright? Calm yourselves down. That's confusing me, if I'm honest. Don't do that again, Paul, you div. Right, I've got some marks on my neck here. Either side of my centre line. I'm making sure that everything lines up, because we don't want a spoke wheel truss rod wonky in the slot, alright? Ultimately, if you are half a mil out, don't shit your pants. It's not going to make that much of a fucking difference overall, but it's not perfect, and you want to at least aim for perfection. I'm going to line my jig up here in line with the nut line. That's the important one, alright? Because obviously my slant on the other side marries up with that. So we've got to marry that up. And then I'm just going to get this jig as centered as I can in those holes. Now here's the critical bit. I'm going to clamp this just temporary with some squeezies, and before I drill any holes, because sometimes you'll drill an hole and she'll wander, and you don't want her to wander, otherwise you've got to lock her in the basement. Just ask Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe knew how to deal with a fucking wanderer. I hate squeezy clamps. I've got to be honest, they are shite, but they're going to work for what we need here. I'm happy with where that is. Have a little think about where you're going to put your screw holes, all right? We're going to go in the heel. I'm going to go off centre in the heel. Marvellous. And I'm also going to go where we're going to be chopping out this headstock. So I'm going to put a screw in there, because it's not going to matter. It doesn't have to be on the centre line. And also have a little think about the length of screw you're using. I'm going to go with some little 3/4, which are 18 mil if you want a currency conversion. Alright, now I know that that jig is located, I can screw it back to the same place every jeffing time. Right, I can whip that out on the bandsaw, and then I'm going to come back, I'm going to screw that on, and we're going to chop it out with a router. We'll do a speedy uppie, because that seems to be how we fucking handle these things, innit? We do speedy uppies. And I like a speedy uppie, Can you hear that rain? There's no chance of hearing Alan. There you go. It's very difficult to squeeze Alan into a build series because I'm not using an Allen key. So I'm going to chop this out now and let's go and make love to it. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Right, before I get too far ahead, this is where I am. I've got my trusses, I've got everything chopped in, we've got some sanding to do, we're all a little bit burnt up there. But our truss rod's in, it's all let in, it's dead flush, everyone's happy as Larry. If you're called Larry, comment below if you're happy. If you're not happy and you're called Larry, don't comment below because I'm just joking and no one really gives a fuck. That was brutal, Paul. Yes, it was brutal, but that's why people come here. You come here for the brutality, I ain't stupid. Right, I've got my fretboard material. I've given myself 2 lovely square faces. That is going to be where my nut goes. Yeah, I'm going to line up my inside line here. And then I'm basically going to cut these fretboards to length. At this point, you can decide if you want to go a little bit longer and have a little bit of overshoot on your fretboard. You can think about all these things. I would probably do that at the design phase, but that's up to you. You can manually manipulate your fucking fretboards, just like you do your wives, you bastards. So I'm going to cut that one, and I'm going to get that pretty much dead on. Dead on, motherfucker. Go and cut these on Choppius Maxius, 2 seconds. Now you can leave this a little bit long, but fucking camera keeps going super bright. You can leave this a little bit long and just overshoot it on the nut end, because when you cut your nut slots, you can just cut a brick. You can trim it off then, so it's not the end of the world. All right, so don't get your knickers in a twist. And I think that's what I've got here a little bit. Get your truss rod end right. I'm a little bit long on my nut. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Fuck it. I'm going to mark this with a bit of red pen. When I cut these, I'm going to leave a little bit of meat on the pencil lines, all right? Because then when I glue it on the fretboard, I don't have to locate anything. All I've really got to do is locate the end in the center and the nut end, clamp it down, and we're fucking good to go, all right? We'll use that as the template when it's all glued on, and we'll just trim the fretboard off, all right? We'll cut all the fret slots after. Some people do all the work to the fretboard before they glue it on. I prefer to just glue it on and then do it all after, because, well, I'm just awkward, aren't I? Ask anyone. Ask the wife. She'll tell you. She will say you are an awkward prick and endlessly sarcastic. But you probably already knew that. Right, I'll trim these off on the bandsaw, and then I'm going to have to manually tickle the ends of these and just get them all looking nice. And then we'll make sure everything fits, and we'll glue it on, and then I'll fuck these off for the day. Yeah, and we'll come back with a bit of magic, because you love a bit of magic, I know you do, and we'll do some trimming and some fret slots and some inlays. The inlays are going to be metal rings with abalone in the middle. Never done that before. Abalone rings. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Like a crisp. Right then, you bunch of slags. It's the next day. I've just watched an interesting clip from the mofos over in Denver. Texas toast.
I have been talking with Paul Richards from Mile House Studios about this for about the last 2 months. Because this is the great American guitar build-off, his shop and our shop will be competing in what I am calling the Empire versus Colonies guitar build-off.
We're going to give him quite the rogering, aren't we?
We certainly are, Chris.
Yeah. And he's one of those guys, unlike other people we've competed against, who can take a effing joke.
That's right.
What do you think of that? The challenge is on. I'm hoping to take my family, because we are fucking cursed with holidays. But I'm hoping to take all of us over to Denver and a bit of New York on the way home next July, which is this July, innit, if you're watching this, because this is a 2026 video. I won't win because they're corrupt as fuck over there, aren't they? Yep. But I'll go and I'll show me face. And I've heard that the food's quite nice. Really, that's why I'm going, innit? I'm going to go and rub noses with the slags from the West. Fucking Fred West. Right, anyway, I'm going to move this one aside because I'll do that off camera. Don't want to show me twice. So, I've got a 9.5 radius to put on this one. Which is unusual. I've not done a 9.5 before. The difference between 9.5 and 12 is fuck all. So that should be fine. And our inlay is going to be a bit different. I did cut a cheeky sample yesterday, but I think I might have hoovered it up. I didn't hoover it up. I must be a little bit less thick than I thought. So we've got aluminium rings, and in the middle, hopefully you can see that, aluminium rings, and in the middle, abalone, from the island of Abalone, everyone's favourite holiday resort. So we've got a 9.5 radius, abalone in silver rings, and it should look rather spiffing. And we'll get some frets on, and I'll show you how I'll do that and how I'll glue them in, because I can't remember what I fucking put in previous videos. But you like things on repeat, don't you? Because I think a lot of you are as thick as I am. And it feels like I'm doing things over and over again, but they should be a month apart. So fuck yeah, if you don't like it, you can go. Make sure you subscribed while you're at it, shall you? I'm going to get set up over on the radii centre, and we'll go through it. And I'll do a quick run through. I think that'll do, won't it? So that's a good enough intro for now. Go fuck yourselves, Texas Toast. I'm coming for you. And I'm going to bring some sauce. Right, here we are over in the radii centre. It's fucking exciting, isn't it? It's a different elevation of the workshop. You can have a little look. You can see me. It's fine. I'm not going to get me nuts out. Here we are with a close-up cam. I've got a 9.5 radii. I've still got the wheels on this jig, so I'm going to use them. I'm going to leave myself about 2mm of fretboard, all right? So we'll do a bit of a speedy uppy. I'll show you what I do. I tend to come across first, right across the tits. Steady. And then we'll go back and forth whilst hoovering and keeping this nice and smooth. And the idea is I'll get this as straight as I can now with limited chatter. This jig is nice and flat and straight because of the aluminium bars I've put in here, because I'm fucking not as simple as I look. And then away we go. I've got two to do, obviously, and this is the time. If you're making two guitars, you've got to do each stage at the same time because everything's set up to be identical. We should be identical, yeah, like a pair of ugly twins. I don't know where that came from, but there you go. Speedy uppy. That was an entrance, wasn't it? You don't want that fucking creeping into your bedroom at night. Or maybe you would. So, Bluetooth headphones, Pro here, eBay, not an affiliate link. I'll put an affiliate link below. They are like 25 quid and absolute game changers. Love them. Right, we've got to do some radii in. The side camera's set up over there. I need to bring them over here, really. I'm going to bring the camera over here. Hell of a well organised. Lovely. Right, brand new 9.5 inch radius beam. These are from StewMac. Some tools are just expensive. You can buy cheaper radius blocks. AliExpress things. You get even shorter ones than that, which I really don't like. These are from Crimson, which I believe are a little bit posher. I'll never trust wood for this scenario. These are fucking aluminium or steel. They're metal, they're silver, and they're amazing. They're about 120 quid. But that, if you're going to make more than one guitar, that is a phenomenal investment. Now we need to stick on the sandpaper, so we're going to get the tape out. So we're going to do tape and glue. I said to my teenage son earlier on, we're going to go to Denver, Colorado. We can go hiking in the Rocky Mountains. He went, fuck that, I ain't walking nowhere. Lazy bastard. Literally, among mountains. Among mountains. That's what we're going to call that holiday video. It's a shame people don't like the word mong anymore. It's a beautiful word. Such a wonderful insult. Right, so here's a little cheeky trick, all right? Bit of 120 to start with, which I'm going to stick on. Good quality sandpaper. Don't buy shit. Although this is Merca, and I thought it'd be better than it is, but it's not. It's not the best. I'm going to glue this bad boy down. I'm going to spray her up. I'm going to line it up with one edge. And I'm going to trim her off. Perfect 120 grit sanding beam. Lovely. Now, the trick is we're going to cut some more pieces out of finer grits they don't need to glue on. Ooh, that's a surprise, isn't it? Yes, I know. Not like Peter Sutcliffe level surprises. He knew how to sneak up on someone, didn't he? Cheeky bastard. Good afternoon, Peter. Now, because there's sandpaper on the bottom, when you lay this one on, it will grip it, and you can just use that. All right, so we can go right up to 320 grit, which will get this fretboard pretty goddamn smooth. 320's not enough, I've heard you say. Well, it fucking is, so shut up. Right, so we're going to go over to little Dave cam now for the montage of sanding, all right? When you're sanding, don't go fucking mental, because you don't want to sand a seesaw and a hump into your fretboard. We're going to keep it nice and flat. Just watch the technique, all right? That's how I get over the line every time. Well, sanding is a proper fucking ball ache, but we're sanded and we're looking good. First thing I'm going to do before I cut some fret slots, because you have to have your fret slots cut before you do your inlay. Use your fucking noggin, innit? Don't be thick. I'm going to check that I am 9.5 all the way up, and I am. There you go. Look, there's nothing up my sleeve. We're 9.5 all the way up. And also using the new Fretilizer not straight edge, which I love because it's super light. This thing is quality. Links below. I'm just going to check that it is dead flat, and we are dead flat. All right, lovely. No tension on the truss rod, flat neck, flat fretboard. You can't do any more than that at this stage, all right? Those are the points you have to get to. Notched rulers. You know how these work. They're available on Crimson. There's also a link below. It's a fucking link below for everything. Line him up, make yourself a biggest jiggers, cut them manually if you want, if you're a psycho. Let's get them taped on, glued on, cut some fret slots. One thing I'm going to say before I go over there, if you're using a chop saw and the blade in the chop saw, then make sure your chop saw is dead square and lock it, all right? Because chop saws inherently are a bit wibbly wobbly. They're for building houses, not guitars, but you can lock it. So triple check your blade is square and then get it on, all right? If you cut a fret slot, which is 1/4 degree out, it's not going to matter. As long as your nut matches, it won't matter a fuck. But aesthetically, and in your Swede, you don't want to be fucking that up, do you? Ask me how I know. Right, I've been, fucking almost broke my neck on the Hoover. I've been whizzing ahead a little bit, and I'm going to stop myself because before we finish this episode, should have planned what I was going to say really, but I never fucking do I? This is where I am with that neck. You can see I have minge fudged. I'm polished up to 2.4, I believe, on the old frettilization tactics. Everything's looking rather pleasant. I'm chuffed to fuck with that. It's lovely. I haven't done any carving. I'm going to do that off camera for this guitar series because you've seen it, but I will include it in the next series, which is sat over there ready to be carved. Shh. Don't forget, there are 2 of these. You can win one. You can enter the raffle, all right? It's ever so exciting. This is the one that I'm about to clean up today, and then I'll get these carved. Next episode is something a little bit different. I have got lots of pickguard blanks. I think we're going to go with this creamy creamerson one. This is going to look lovely with the red, a bit of contrast. I might do a white one with the Sparesy. I don't know. Not sure. The client build is going to be routed for 2 P90s, but only one installed because he wants basic bitcherism, and he's going to have a solid pickguard. I'm going to supply him a second pickguard so that if he wants to upgrade in the future, he can. And the Sparesy Waresy, the one that's going to be raffled, I'm just going to install 2 P90s in that one because why not? Why not? Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So they will look a little bit different at the ends. That's sexy, isn't it? In the next episode, we'll go about routing the bodies out, getting all that done, maybe wired, and we will also get the pick guards made. I'll take you through how I'm going to do that on the laser cutter, and we'll go from there. I'm feeling like utter shit, but by the time you watch this, it was a little while ago, so thank you preempting all of your best wishes, and I'm going to take a photo to entice you in on the thumbnail, but not clickbaity. I don't do clickbait. The raffle is going to this charity. I'm putting it on the screen because I can't fucking remember. And yeah, there you go. You can enter the raffle worldwide, but there are some states in America that might not let you enter for some whatever reason. I don't know what it is. I get the occasional moan. I can't help it. I don't do world politics. I don't do geopolitics. I barely do fucking washing my balls. See you later, everyone. Special wave.